Hey guys, thought I'd make a video about knife defense, for the lack of a better term. I know there's a lot of stuff catered out there for defensive knife use, knife fighting. I don't like that term because honestly, who in their like sane mind would want to actually get into a knife fight? But I can't say I'm an expert. This is just within my experience and just what I've researched and found out, and my own personal beliefs. Obviously, you guys can agree or disagree, or we can discuss it. Early on, I used to buy a lot of these defensively catered or very offensive related, I don't know what the term is, folding knives. And they were cool. I kind of like, I was buying all these knives that I really wouldn't use. But I kind of got over them, especially with folders. Like, when would I, in a real world situation as a civilian, as a father, be out there in public and I'd have enough time to like whip out and present a folding knife? Obviously, this isn't a very tactical one. I don't have a lot of folding knives left. They're all pretty much utilitarian, like this Spyderco here. But think about it, like, unless it's like has some sort of away feature and you have easy access to your pocket and you've got time to see your enemy or whatever the threat may be, like, do you see yourself actually, stepping back and whipping it out and like presenting your knife like some sort of, I don't know, movie? The more I think about it realistically and getting that fantasy stuff out of my head, I really don't think that's the thing. So I've really chopped down my knife collection to stuff that I'd actually use for just EDC, collectible wise perhaps. I know this isn't very collectible, but it means a lot. But anyway, we all have our reasons for collecting stuff. And then I kind of got into like just the small fixed blades, Copus designs, Picals, Elvias. And I like those too, but I actually whittled those down. I just got these cheaper ones. And the cool thing about these is you don't have to have a point of failure, which would be the actual deployment itself. You'd have to get a good deployment out of this to make it an efficient tool. But what I see in my role as a civilian and just a regular human and a father is if I actually had to deploy a knife in a defensive use, it would be under duress. It's like a get off me, get away, create distance kind of tool. And if I was ever attacked, I don't know if I'd have the full liberties of my whole 360 around my body or on my pocket somewhere it would be deployed, or if I'd have time to pull out a folding knife, which I generally wear in my right pocket or my left or my back pocket. Ideally, I'd have some other situation, like not being in that situation to begin with, deploying my palm if it was some sort of a non-lethal threat and I felt threatened. Or obviously, if I needed to pull out a firearm in case I have to put the threat down before my life or a life of a loved one's is in danger. But there's other stuff like this. I made a video about the Z-HUD, which I believe is the best, budget-oriented or just a total package as far as what you get. You get the E-HUD, you get the sheath, and you get a trainer for it, so you can actually do some reps with it for $144 by the Defensive Lab. Really great package. I suggest you guys check them out. But that's not what we're talking about here. After I kind of saw some content and stuff from Craig Douglas and stuff from Shivworks, I realized that the best tool, if a knife is going to be a tool for me to get away from danger or just get a threat off me because I'm already entangled, would be something like this. Obviously, the tools that I need the quickest and most reliable access to is going to be centerline. I just feel like you have the most control, the most strength in between your hip bones right here. So obviously my firearm is the appendix, and since that side is already occupied by a firearm generally, it's going to be a knife also. Now obviously you guys can wear a knife in your waistband like this, but the problem is if your arms are pinned and you can't get up like this and pull up, because you got to pull that thing up or somehow get that thing out of its sheath. So what I've picked out is a knife that's placed pointed down in the offhand side of my appendix carry, and it's going to be the Clinch pick. This is the 2.0 double-edged. The reason I feel like this is the best package and stuff for overall like knife usage, if you wanted to use it, I don't know the terms, but I hope you guys get it, is it center line. So obviously, even if your hands are tied, you can still grab it with either hand. Hopefully, if you can't get it with your strong hand, flip if you're left-handed, you can still get it offhand wise. And you can, you pull that out. And another good thing about it being right here is if you were to be able to at least grab it, and let's say you can't move your arm whatsoever, if just a twist of your hip, you can still deploy that guy. And the same thing for your strong hand. Now these pants, I hate the way the loops are. They're so close together. I don't really have room right here. But if you need it to get it with your main hand, same thing. Just twist the wrist or the waist, and you can pull that out. You know, get that off of you. Get away from the danger point. I don't want to make this too long. I'm not a a trained person in knife fighting. That's not my thing. But I feel like that's a basic knowledge and that basic reps you can do to kind of learn how to deploy this in case of any danger. You know, you can grab it with either hand. It's center line in front of you, so you get the most control. And it's pointed down where you can access it while you're sitting down, when your hands or arms are pinned to your side. Because imagine you're tangled up with somebody and the close range item that you have for defense is in your back pockets or even on your waistband. Like, how are you going to lift your arms to get there without having to readjust or get free? I hope that made sense. I'll just cut it there, but let me know what you guys think. Do you think it's a realistic, way of thinking of me to say this is generally the best one? Now, obviously, I have other tools. I've got, other tools that I think would be more defensive oriented. Some of this stuff, I'll be honest with myself, it's just fantasy tools. I never want to use this stuff, but if I were to get a tool that I had to know that I would be able to reliably use in case of an emergency, it would be something positioned like this, especially the Clinch pick or something similar. They have a lot of different models, and this isn't the only knife that does it, but I feel like that's the best way to deploy it. Would be something like here. I don't have to worry about it reliably for locking open. I don't have to worry about it failing somehow. I don't believe a Spyderco would fail disastrously, in a big disaster, but you'd have to make sure it's first deployed, depending on what kind of knife you have. So I don't, folders are good for EDC. I mean, in a pinch you could use it for defense, but that's the main thing, is speed and reliability of being able to get that lock opened up. But just for ease of speed, efficiency, and just reliability, I think a fixed blade is good to go. I'm not saying you can't use a folder. I'm just saying what is the best tool for the job. And I feel like a fixed blade, small, where you can conceal it like this, hopefully center line, pointed down where you can access it with both hands and still be able to deploy it if your hands are pinned down and it's in front of you, so you don't have to worry about the 360 around your body where you may not be able to access it in case of an entanglement or if you're pinned down or something by your arms. All right, I'll cut it there. Let me know what you guys think. Let's discuss it. What are y'all's thoughts? Do you agree with me? Do you not? Y'all have a good one.